Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about our wedding beauty regime. We're on the final countdown for my wedding now. It's next month. And today
I know.
It's like come around so quickly. So today I'm actually going to be trying on my dress, having a bit of a fun day today. And so we thought we'd talk about what things we're doing in the final month before the wedding and things that I've already been starting to do a long time in advance.
Yeah. So throughout the video, Sophie's going to be talking about the in-salon things that you can do, and we appreciate that not everybody wants to go to a salon. A lot of you might want to do your pre-wedding, I heard this expression the other day, bodmin. Body admin.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is. This is pre-wedding bodmin. Some people might want to do it at home. So while Sophie's going to talk through her favourite experiences and things to do in the salons, I'm going to be sharing how you can get similar results at home, which is maybe more affordable, and also you don't need to be getting married to do these beauty things.
Yeah.
These are really great for being a wedding guest or for before a prom. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. So let's get started.
Right, so first up is hair removal. So we're kind of talking long-term things at the moment, things that you would have been doing months before the wedding. So laser hair removal is one of the things that a lot of people do before they get married. It makes it so much easier, especially if you're going straight on your honeymoon. So yeah, that's something you can do in a salon, or you can do it at home.
You can do it at home. I think the thing with laser hair removal, it's not suitable for everybody.
Yes.
I've tried it in the past. Actually, you'd probably be much better for it than...
Yeah, I am actually a good person for laser hair removal because I've got naturally very, very fair skin and naturally very dark hair. No, my hair is naturally like nearly black.
I think the contrast
so I am like
has
the
to be
perfect
high.
person for laser hair removal. But
so I guess
right,
the tip is to just do some research and go to a salon maybe 6 months or so before a wedding, before your wedding. Or
even as much as a year.
Yeah, depending on how big the body part is and how regularly you want to go. But it is very long lasting. It means that once you are hair free, you really just don't need to think about it. You might want to shave every now and then, but it's a really great long-term way of removing body hair. But it can be quite expensive and quite hard to maintain going to salons because you have to go every couple of months, every few weeks. So we also recommend a few different ways of doing it at home. Obviously not everyone wants to do laser hair removal. Epilation is really good, shaving is fine. But this is from a brand called Smooth Skin, and it is more affordable than going to the salon because obviously once you make the initial investment of the device, it's an at-home laser hair removal device. You can just do this. So when I used to do laser hair removal at home, my hair is not that dark, so I only used to do it on my underarms. I found that by doing it every Monday, and I remember it was every Monday because I used to do it while I was watching Made in Chelsea, I found that just by having like a regular routine of doing it helps you stick to it, and by having a device you can use at home, it's just an easy way to slot it into your beauty routine. So actually I would recommend doing it at home rather than going to the salon. But have you had it done in the salon?
No, I've actually done it myself at home. The thing I think is also quite good about doing it yourself is, and I've spoken to people that have had it done in the salon, is your hair does eventually grow back. It never grows back as much as it was, but having it myself, I just, even though I've started it about a year ago, so I'm almost hair free, particularly under my arms. Every so often I do still go back over it, and I've got the device myself to continue doing. Okay, so this is a little bit of a controversial one, and this is something that I've had done, and it's not something I usually speak about that much, but I have had lip fillers. And I started getting lip fillers long before I was engaged. I was really conscious of my lips. They were so thin, and I never wanted to be like having a massive pout. I didn't want a Kylie Jenner pout, but even you can tell I haven't got like massive
They look very natural now.
But I started getting lip fillers quite a long time ago, and I've continued doing so in the lead up to my wedding. Probably been a bit better at getting them done more regularly. I've booked for my final filler for my wedding for this month. So it's a month before the wedding. You'll usually find if you do have lip fillers that they'll end up probably looking their best about a month on. So yeah, I've got my final filler this month, a month before my wedding, just so that my lips are looking as good as they can before the big day.
And how did you find the right person? Because I wouldn't know where to start.
So I started by researching online, and I wanted to go to somebody that was actually a qualified doctor rather than in like a beauty salon. So I looked online and I read a lot of reviews from this particular doctor who did it, and then I went for a consultation, and he told me, like, I talked about what sort of thing I wanted, and he did some before shots, and then we went and started the process couple of weeks later I booked it in. And
so you didn't know anyone that
I didn't actually know anyone
that
had been to him.
Because I guess friend recommendations
yeah,
is like a really good way
if
of
I
doing it.
had known somebody that had lip fillers, I probably would have done that. I feel like lip fillers, since Kylie Jenner has sort of like exploded. Yeah, it has. Yeah. And I kind of started getting fillers before that. So I didn't know that many people that had fillers then. Whereas now I know so many people to ask. But yeah, I would recommend, they can be a bit more expensive to go to a proper doctor, but
if you're getting injected, just don't risk it.
Exactly.
Like when I had my laser eye removal. No, that's disgusting. Laser eye surgery. Ew. I went to Moorfields Eye Hospital because I didn't want any of these eyedirect.com. I didn't want any, you know, slightly more affordable ones because I just wanted to know that anyone touching my eyes was going to be doing a very good job.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
if you can afford it, go to the
doctors.
I think so. Go to the best.
Worth it. And if anything goes wrong, you know you're in the hands of a doctor. Not that there's anything wrong with beauticians that do it. I'm sure there's some brilliant ones around, but from my own peace of mind, I wanted to go to a doctor, so yeah, that's what I did.
Imagine having like messed up lips on your wedding day because you went to someone doing a buy one get one free.
Exactly.
Not worth it. But if you want to get a kind of lip filler look at home, my top tip would be to use a lip liner a couple of shades darker than your natural lip colour. Practice at home, practice in the evenings, and just go slightly outside the edge of your natural lip shape. This just helps to make your lips obviously look bigger. It helps to create a shadow around the lips, and then try doing a bit of an ombre lip look, so you can put a slightly lighter colour in the middle.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a really good lip gloss on your hand, that was like a plumping?
It wasn't actually a plumping one, but I think it might have looked. A lip gloss does actually make your lips look bigger. I think. It was just a Bare Minerals.
What was that? Jet Nude one?
Yeah, I absolutely love those lip glosses.
We are big fans of those.
Yeah.
And again, they have lip liners in that range as well, so you can choose the right combination, but just play around at home and you can kind of get the look, not the full-on pout, but get a very similar look for without the injections and at home.
Okay, so next up is facials. This is something you want to start doing ahead of your wedding. There's nothing worse than like just having a facial the week before and then having a massive breakout.
Yes.
So it's something you want to start doing a long time before, and a good facialist will be able to recommend the right products for you to use. They'll be able to identify things that your skin needs that you might not even know that you do need.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could tell you if your skin's dehydrated, what things you they might even be able to talk to you about how you could change your diet to suit your skin a bit better, because certain foods that you eat can also aggravate your skin, and yeah, they can identify those sort of things for you.
And maybe recommend some products for you to use at home as well. And there are actually places where you can go just to in-store counters where you can get a facial analysis done. I know Elemis does it in a lot of their department street stores, especially on Oxford Street. You can just go in and you pop your chin in this little cup, and then it scans your face. It's scary because it's very brutally true, but it'll tell you if you've got any sun damage, it'll tell you where you're aging, if you've got any broken capillaries, it'll tell you if your skin is dehydrated, and then obviously you get a little bit of a sales pitch, but it's not pushy. They'll tell you what products they recommend. But facials also are just really pampering and a great way to switch off.
Definitely.
And just, if you love a brand, like I'm gonna use this as my lead-in for Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. If you know that you love a brand, then maybe go to them for a facial.
Yeah, that's a really good
because chances are you're gonna love the products they're using. But again, I feel like this is going to be the running tip throughout the video, is that just to start these things in as much advance as possible, because obviously with your skin you don't want to be risking things too close to the wedding day. I know a lot of people, myself included, are huge fans of Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish.
I absolutely love. You gave me my first ever bottle of Cleanse and Polish and I just fell in love straight away. I think I texted you saying, oh my god, it's amazing!
What did I do without it? Honestly, if you've not tried Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish, I would say that this is the one to try. This is a lavender one. It is so nice in the evening. Yeah, smell it. It's just divine. But Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish, I would say, is the most universally wonderful cleanser, because not only does it take off your makeup and cleanse the skin of impurities, but also over time it just makes your skin better. You have a beautiful radiant glow because you are using this little cloth. You get 2 cloths in your tube. You're very gently exfoliating your skin every evening as well, so it just means that there's no buildup of dead skin cells, so you have a gorgeous glow. I would highly recommend Cleanse and Polish for your pre-wedding beauty routine, whether you have facials or not. Just give yourself a little pampering facial at home in the evenings.
Okay, so the next thing is hair. So this is something that you probably have been doing a long time before the wedding, if you get your hair coloured well, everybody gets their hair cut, I think.
Yeah.
So you've probably been doing it for a long time before the wedding. The key with your hair is timing. So I've had to really sit down and actually work out when I'm going to have my hair done this year to make sure that my hair is at the point that it's needing to be coloured just before the wedding. So I also had my hen, and I wanted my hair done for that. I had a friend's wedding, so I needed my hair done for that, and then my own wedding. So I've really had to sit down and plan when I want my hair to be looking at its best. Yeah, I haven't really done anything too different with my hair. I'd say if you are going to try to start to do something different with your hair, you should be starting to think about that quite a long time ahead of the wedding. So if you're going to drastically change your hair colour, you should be doing it.
Maybe just don't do that.
Yeah. Because if you're... I know some people are like you might say, well, actually, I'd like to go a little bit darker for my wedding. I want to go back to how my hair
is naturally. If you're going to do something bold, go back to your natural colour.
And it's the same with me. I think I probably was like a shade darker this time last year, and I kind of knew I wanted to be a little bit lighter, so I have gradually done it over the course of the year, to the point that I'm not happy with the colour of my hair. But definitely don't try and do anything dramatic too close to the wedding.
Do not bleach your hair within a year of your wedding. If you have not had a full head of bleach before, do not do it before your wedding. That was the worst thing I ever did with my hair, was get a full head of bleach where they literally paint bleach onto your head, because even now you can see like a line. It's kind of like, I don't know, I can't see it in the viewfinder, but you can see a line of where the bleach like blocks the colour and where I've tried to highlight to get it back. Bleach is something that you have to keep doing for your hair to look good, otherwise you literally have like the stripe like 2 months later, 3 months later, 4 months later. So if you do that before, a year before your wedding, it's not going to look good unless you plan on having bleached hair, like bleached from the roots on your wedding day. But actually I just would not recommend getting your hair bleached. It was probably the worst thing I did for my hair. Yeah. And equally, like if you've got light coloured hair like ours, maybe don't go for a full-on black hair dye before your wedding day. Don't make it too
my sister's got her hair is black, and my mum for about the last year has been saying, oh, I think you should go lighter, I think you should go lighter, and I've sort of said if she's going to go lighter, she needed to be doing it a year ago. Yeah, she can't suddenly now go light because her hair is black, so she's not going to get the colour that she wants. It'll take too long to do it.
Hair is a gradual process.
Exactly. Timing for your hair is really important, and I've booked for my final colour a week before the wedding. Ideally I probably would have wanted it 2 weeks before, but unfortunately it didn't work out. I could get it booked that weekend. I would recommend trying to get your hair done not the day before the wedding. Try and have it a little bit before.
Yeah, so you can wash it with your own shampoos and stuff at home, and
it just feels a bit. I always think my hair looks a little bit better a few days after it's been coloured anyway. When it's first done, yeah, it looks a bit too harsh.
A bit bold, exactly.
And then also that gives you enough time that if there was anything you didn't quite like about it, then you have time to make adjustments. So that's what I planned with my hair.
And there are a few products you can use to really bring the tone into the colour of your hair at home. I talk about it all the time on my channel, but I am a huge fan of the Red Ken Blondage range. That is what I use to take away any yellowness. I love the colour of your hair with it now. Thank you. This, I actually have only used it once in the past 3 weeks because I've been away. Didn't take it with me.
I also find I've got darker hair than you, and I used it when we were on my hen. And it
changes the colour of your hair.
Yeah, it does change the colour of your hair. Like I actually have quite naturally warm tones to my hair anyway, so I quite like that. It probably doesn't do, it's not as dramatic as it is with you, but I like the colour that it gives, Stephen Brunette. So
it almost makes it a little bit grey and ashy, and I think it softens. If you have gone to salon and they've made your hair a little bit more warm than you want, a little bit more yellowy or coppery, then this shampoo, we'll leave a picture of it on the screen here and leave it linked down below. It is honestly so good at taking out any coppery tones in your hair, so highly recommend.
And another thing with hair is make sure you wash your hair the night before the wedding. And most hairdressers that do wedding hair, they prefer it for you to have your hair like a little bit old. They don't like it too fresh. It's a bit fluffy when it's just been washed. And you're probably going to have a hairdresser. I think most people end up having their hair styled in some way. So if you're having any sort of updo or anything like that, it's much better if it's like a day old hair rather than completely clean. So nails is next up. And your nails are actually quite important for your wedding day. They're in your hands where your fingers are.
They're on your hands.
They're on your fingers are. Where your ring is. You're going to be showing your ring a lot, and you're going to be getting an extra ring.
And everyone's going to be like, oh, let me see.
Yeah, and you're going to probably get a lot of shots of your hands. And obviously your bouquet. Your nails are going to be on show quite a lot.
Are you going to get Matt to get a manicure before your wedding? Charlie went for a pedi the other day and he
Did
loved
he?
it. Yeah.
I really think Matt needs a pedicure.
Get him to go with Charlie, because then they'll feel more manly. They can have beers and talk about football.
Oh my god, he needs a pedicure so badly. His fingernails aren't as bad, but yeah, he probably
Get
should.
him a manicure,
Because again, his hands are going to be on show just as much, and he's going to have a ring.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about. I feel like for the last year, everybody's like, oh, she's engaged, and I always like get people talking about it, but nobody ever even knows that he's engaged, so it's annoying.
No one goes up to the guy and like, oh, let's see your ring.
I'm looking forward to him being married and having a ring. Then we can be matching. Nails are so important on the big day, and you want to get your nails looking brilliant, so you should either get a manicure or get gels. Whatever you decide to do, your nails need to be looking really good, and the same with your feet as well. Your feet might not get as much attention as your hands.
Probably won't be seen, but you know,
but
you might as well go
nice,
for a
yeah, it's nice to get everything all done, and it's nice to just be pampered. 3 or 4 days before the wedding, you want to be doing some of the other stuff later. So nails would be one of the things you need to get the week of the wedding, but it'll probably be one of the things you do the earlier on.
You can do it with your bridesmaids and have a little bit of like a pre-wedding pamper.
Oh yeah, you could do it the night before or with the bridesmaids, but it's probably something that it's not going to change as much either. Your nails don't grow that quickly, whereas tanning is probably one you need to do closer to the wedding.
Exactly. However, I would say that if you are doing your nails at home, then I would recommend doing it the night before, because you can just never tell if there are going to be any chips. When it comes to getting the effect of a gel manicure, which I think is the prettiest and that is the most long lasting, I have a few recommendations and things you can use at home. Firstly, if you have had a gel manicure before and you don't want to pay the £10 or whatever it is to get your gels professionally removed, do not pick them off, because that will ruin your nails forever. These are from Elegant Touch, and they are little sachets. Really, oh my gosh, they're amazing. You basically rip the top off, put your finger inside. It's foiled, so it like stays on your finger. Is it one per finger then? Yes, one per finger. But you get like this whole box is full. You get absolutely loads.
Oh, it says 100.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like 10 goes.
Wow, that's really good.
It works with press-on nails, gel manicures, and polish. So these are really good for removing gel. But if you want to get the gel look at home, then this range from Sally Hansen is amazing. This is called the Miracle Gel.
I love this range. It's so nice.
Looks like this. This is probably the most bridal colour in their collection. It's called Nudely Weds. That is so clever.
That's perfect.
And this is a very simple, elegant nude colour. Don't go for any crazy colour on your wedding day. You may love turquoise right now, but in your 50s or in your 60s, you're not going to be loving your turquoise nail colour.
I think either, like, I don't normally get a French manicure.
French is nice,
but I actually think I probably would do that for a wedding or a nude. Yeah. Definitely very natural.
I think I'll probably use this, to be honest, on my wedding day. But this has a very similar effect to gel. It has the same shine, it has the same kind of like thick, rich colour as a gel, and there is also a top coat for this, but obviously it works like a normal nail varnish. It does chip a little bit more easily, obviously, than a gel shellac manicure, but this is the closest you're going to get to a salon gel manicure at home, so highly recommend these.
I love that. Next up is brows. So this is something you probably want to be doing about 3 days before the wedding. So yeah, kind of nails, and then probably the next day you'd be doing your brows. So brows, you could either have them threaded or wax, and the reason you want to have them done a few days before is because you're going to have a little bit of redness with these sorts of things, so it's better to be doing it a few days before and not have like puffy eyes on the day of your wedding.
I would say 4 days before, because you have to remember that you can't get your spray tan within, I think, 48 hours to be safe. Yeah, because obviously any kind of removing of a fairly thick hair is going to leave the pore open, and you don't want to have speckledy tan in your pores, especially on your eyebrows. So maybe 4 days before.
I don't actually do that much to my brows, but I know a lot of people have their brows microbladed. This is something you'd probably be wanting to do like quite a few months before.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 months before.
Yeah. And you've had your
I have had my brows microbladed. It didn't really work that well for me. I think my skin just rejected the dye, but I have had a lot of friends that absolutely love microblading. For the like month that they looked good, they looked amazing, and I was so happy with them. In fact, I might actually try it again this summer, because I'm determined for microblading to work for me. But basically, don't be tempted to get your brows microbladed a month before your wedding, because the healing process involves your whole eyebrow scabbing up, and you do not want scabby eyebrows on your wedding day, and you'd have to, like, I don't know, paint over the scabs. It would not be good. So if you're going to do microblading, I'd say five months before minimum to give them enough time to grow and look beautiful again. But I think most people probably would just want to go and get them threaded, get them shaped professionally. It is amazing what a difference professional shaping can do to your eyebrows. And also colouring. Colouring, even if you don't think, like I don't have that many eyebrow hairs, it's amazing the difference it makes to your entire brow when you have your brows coloured. So you can do that at home, and actually I would always recommend doing it at home because it's quite expensive to get your brows coloured in a salon, but it's so easy and foolproof to do it at home.
It can't really be that different, to be honest.
No, I mean, you just have to be conscious of timing, so you don't want to leave it on too long. But then I think this says to leave it on for 5 minutes, and I've definitely left these on for 10, and I've not ended up with black big caterpillars on my eyebrows. This is the dye brow kit from Eyelure. You can get this from Boots. Really easy to use. As I said, I've never done it wrong, and I'm not the most like stringent instruction reader there ever was. So if I can do it, you can do it. I would recommend using this and then going to get your brows professionally threaded, because threading is like £12. Like, just go and get a professional to deal with your eyebrows, but dye them yourself at home before getting them threaded.
So next up we're talking lashes. So I had my lashes recently done for my hen, and I absolutely love them. They change your face.
We're talking about individual lash extensions.
Yeah, individual lash extensions. I had Russian lash extensions done for my hendy, and yeah, they completely change your face. So I definitely want to have them redone for the wedding. I don't know, you automatically look a lot more made up when you've had your eyelashes done. And then also if you're going straight on honeymoon afterwards, I feel like eyelash extensions are a like must have for a holiday, because you're probably not going to be wearing a massive amount of makeup, and they
feel made up.
Yeah, they transform your face. So definitely would recommend getting lashes done. I'd probably say you should do that about 2 days before the wedding. 2 or 3 days before the wedding. I
mean, if you can't fit it in then do it a week before, that's fine. Yeah,
it's just that your lashes will naturally shed, so they probably won't be looking, but then if you look after them well, like if you look after them really well, they'll look fine a week.
And it's worth considering that you can't get any oil on your face when you have these lashes on, so when you get your spray tan, we'll talk about that more in a second, you can't let the spray tan go on your eyes, and obviously don't get a facial after getting your lashes applied. That would not be good. Not everybody wants to get individual lash extensions, but it's great if your lashes are in their best condition possible when you are applying your bridal makeup. So a mascara that I wanted to include is Lashtopia from Bare Minerals. Most Bare Minerals things are really good for your skin. This is really good for your lashes. It contains mineral ingredients.
Does it have castor oil in it?
I think it does, yeah. So it actually helps your lashes to grow. It nourishes them, so they're going to be in really good condition. If you have had lash extensions and you're wanting your lashes to recover, then this is what I'm using at the moment. It's what I've got on today, and my lashes are not in great shape because I have had lash extensions 3 times back to back, but this is helping them to recover, and also just generally a really good mascara for your wedding day. So I thought we'd throw that one in for the at-home version.
So last up is tanning. So this is probably going to be one of the last things you're going to do before the wedding. Once you've had a spray tan, you've got to be quite careful with what you put on your skin. And obviously your skin sheds naturally so much, so it is something that you probably want to get done 2 days, I think, before the wedding. I wouldn't have it done the day before, because it's just if there's anything that's going to go wrong, it's better to try and do things a couple of days before. And also your tan always looks the best 2 days after. I don't know about you, but I always find when I've had a spray tan, I still smell this day after. It's like the second day I smell better.
Sorry if I smell today.
I had a spray tan yesterday as well. So I'm a big fan of spray tans. I'm naturally very fair, so I spray tan a lot from any sort of big occasion. I had a spray tan yesterday because I'm trying on my dress today. That's any excuse for a spray tan, and I'll find one.
I go for a dog walk tomorrow, dude.
But yeah, I really recommend a spray tan before your wedding. I know everybody looks better with a bit of a tan. And I would really recommend that if you are going to be trying on your dress, it is actually a really good idea to have a spray tan beforehand. It will give you a bit of an idea of what shade you would like to be for your day. So I think it's a really good idea to have a spray tan before you try on your dress, and make sure you do definitely have a spray tan trial before your wedding. So kind of, this is my spray tan trial effectively. But yeah, make sure that's a really good thing to do, because you aren't going to know exactly what your skin's going to end up looking like, how it's going to take to the colour, and different people react differently to different brands of tan.
Another thing to just like try out as much in advance as you possibly can. And then when it comes to tanning at home, we do have a few favourite products for a few different uses. They're all from Vita Liberata. Can you guess what my favourite fake tan brand is? First of all, I'm going to talk about the Invisitan. This is an invisible foaming tan water.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Well, this is yours. I bought it for you to try out. So what's great about this one, I also do love their Phenomenal Tan, and that's what I use to go super dark. This is great because it's invisible, so there is absolutely no chance of it coming off.
Transfer.
No, so if you have a cute little bridal dressing gown while you're doing a makeup that's white satin or silk, your wedding dress, you're not going to get, there's no chance of getting any colour on your white clothing or your bed sheets, so no telltale signs if you use this.
When would you tan if you were doing it yourself?
This doesn't make you mega dark the first time that you use it, so I would use it a week before my wedding day, 4 days before my wedding day, and maybe the morning before, and then obviously I'd have a body shower the morning of my actual wedding day, and then I'd be the perfect colour. But if you have found that you're not quite dark enough, or maybe you have a certain area of the body that is really on display in your wedding dress, you might want to go even further and use the Body Blur. We're both big fans of this, aren't we?
Have they changed the packaging on this?
No, but this, or maybe a little bit, but this is the Sunless Glow one, so actually it fake tans you as well.
Okay.
So like last night I was at an event and I used this on my arms and on my chest, and this morning even after showering I'm more bronzed.
This is amazing.
It's like makeup for your body.
Yeah.
So good.
And it doesn't just tan you, it smooths everything out as well.
Yeah, so it's like airbrush. So say you have got, oh hello little princess. We've got Bella here today. Say you've got a rash, or you've got, I don't know, a pimple or something on your chest. If you use that, or you just want to like even out the skin on your arms and any body area that's on display on your wedding dress, this is like makeup for your body. And then for your face, I'd recommend using a gradual tan on your face. This is the self-tanning night moisture mask, and it gradually builds a tan. This one you would use instead of your night cream. It's got lots of really good skin loving ingredients in there. Vita Liberata, their products are organic. They are really great for the skin. All the ingredients, there's lots of like vitamins in here, vitamin A, C and D, organic sunflower seed. So basically it's like skincare and tanning in one. So start using this maybe 2 weeks before your wedding. You can start using it 10 days, a week before, and it'll just gradually, that's what I use nearly every evening, just to keep my face tan, looking nice and glowing.
I think it's also really important, I think you probably already do it, but do actually make sure you use a specific facial fake tan, because I know some people do just use the foam for their face, and I think that actually makes your skin worse.
It can do. I find with Vita Liberata actually you can.
Not too bad.
Like I sometimes, if I don't have anything I really want to be bronze on my face, I'll use the I've not tried this one, but I'll use the Phenomenal Tan on my face.
I just find I'm a lot better when I use
they are much better.
Actual facial tanner.
Yeah, because they have better ingredients in there that your face requires in order to be healthy and glowing. So those are our pre-wedding bodmin beauty, I love how we just adopted that in this video, beauty tips that you can do at home or in salons. We'd love to know what beauty regimes you guys have got in the lead up to your big day. If anyone is getting married this summer, let us know what you're doing. That's about it, right?
Yeah,
that's it. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and everything we've mentioned will be linked down below. Check out the blog for more beauty tips and beauty product reviews, all that kind of fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.